Maybe you've been feeling it lately. A little less pep in your step than you used to have. Perhaps the waistline is expanding just a touch, even if you feel like you haven't changed that much. Maybe your energy levels feel like they're on a roller coaster. Fine 1 minute, crashing the next. It's frustrating, isn't it? You try to make healthy choices, reach for things you think are good for you, but you're not seeing the results. Or worse, things seem to be sliding backwards. There's a secret many men discover as they get older. A truth about how our bodies handle certain foods differently now. And it involves something surprisingly common, something often marketed as healthy. But for a man over 60, it can actually be one of the worst things you can regularly put into your body. It's not some exotic superfood. It's much simpler than that. And it might just be sabotaging your energy, your weight, and even your long-term health without you even knowing it. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on this particular food pitfall, discuss why it impacts you more now, and explore some simple, powerful ways to eat for energy, strength, and vitality in your 60s and beyond. Watch right to the end, because what we discuss just might surprise you and could make a significant difference in how you feel every single day. Let's talk about this sneaky culprit. You might be grabbing a handful of it without a second thought, maybe adding it to your cereal or yogurt, or even thinking of it as a quick, healthy snack on the go. I'm talking about dried fruit. Yes, those little shriveled up pieces of what was once healthy fruit. Things like raisins, dried cranberries, dried apricots, dried dates, dried figs. They seem innocent enough, don't they, after all? They came from fruit. But here's where the problem lies. Especially for men over 60, the concentration of sugar. When fruit is dried, the water is removed, but the sugar is left behind. This means that a small handful of dried fruit contains a surprisingly large amount of sugar packed into a very small volume. Think about it. How many fresh grapes would you eat in one sitting? Maybe 20 or 30. That would be a decent serving. But how many raisins are in a small box or a handful? It's equivalent to maybe 50, 60, or even 100 grapes. All that sugar hits your system very quickly. Now, why is this worse for men over 60 as we age? Our metabolism tends to slow down. Our bodies don't process sugar quite as efficiently as they used to. Our insulin sensitivity can decrease, meaning our cells aren't as responsive to the hormone insulin, which is responsible for getting sugar glucose out of our bloodstream and into our cells for energy or storage. When you eat a large dose of concentrated sugar from dried fruit, you get a rapid spike in blood sugar. This forces your pancreas to release a surge of insulin to try and manage that sugar load. This can lead to a subsequent blood sugar crash a little while later, leaving you feeling tired, irritable, and maybe even craving more sugar to get your energy back up. It's a vicious cycle. Repeated blood sugar spikes and crashes aren't just about feeling tired. Over time, this puts a strain on your system. For men, particularly as we get older, managing blood sugar is crucial for preventing or managing conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even issues like erectile dysfunction, which can be linked to poor circulation often caused by high blood sugar and inflammation. The type of sugar in fruit, particularly fructose, is also processed by the liver, while a small amount of fructose from whole. Fresh fruit is usually fine because it comes with fiber and water. The large, concentrated dose from dried fruit can overload the liver. When the liver gets too much fructose too quickly, it tends to convert more of it into fat, particularly the type of fat that gathers around our organs, visceral fat. This kind of fat is particularly harmful, releasing inflammatory substances that contribute to a whole host of health problems. Consider a common scenario. You have a busy morning. Maybe skip breakfast or have something quick. Mid-morning, you feel peckish and grab a handful of raisins or some dried cranberries because you think it's a healthy energy boost. You get that initial sugar rush. But then an hour or two later, you're hitting a wall, feeling drained, maybe fuzzy-headed. That's often the blood sugar crash in action. If this is a regular habit, day in and day out, You're constantly putting your body through this roller coaster. Your energy levels will be erratic. You'll likely find it harder to manage your weight. That extra fat from the liver's fructose processing adds up, and you're increasing your risk factors for serious health issues down the line. Think about portion size. 2. A recommended serving of raisins is usually around 1/4 of a cup, which is a tiny amount, but it still contains around 15 to 20 grams of sugar, often more than a serving of ice cream. How many people stop at just 1/4 cup when snacking on dried fruit? It's easy to mindlessly eat 1/2 cup or more, tripling or quadrupling that sugar load. Fresh fruit, on the other hand, has bulk from water and fiber, which makes it more filling. You're much less likely to overeat fresh fruit to the same extent. The fiber in fresh fruit also helps slow down the absorption of the sugar, leading to a more gradual rise in blood sugar compared to the rapid spike from dried fruit. So, while fresh fruit is absolutely fantastic and a vital part of a healthy diet for men over 60, dried fruit is a different beast entirely. It's a processed food, even if it seems natural. For men trying to manage their weight, keep their energy stable, protect their heart health, and avoid blood sugar problems, dried fruit should be treated more like candy than a health food. If you do occasionally have a small amount, maybe a sprinkle on oatmeal, try to pair it with protein and healthy fat to help slow down the sugar absorption even a little bit. But honestly, for many men over 60, the best approach is simply to avoid it altogether or make it a very rare indulgence. Swap out the dried fruit snacks for a piece of fresh fruit, a handful of nuts, or some vegetable sticks. Your energy levels and your waistline will thank you. Now that we've shined a light on this surprising sugar source, let's broaden our view a little and talk about other crucial dietary cornerstones for feeling your best in this stage of life. Moving on from the concentrated sugar bomb of dried fruit, let's focus on building a more resilient body through smart food choices. One of the absolute most critical things for men over 60 is getting enough protein. As we age, we naturally start to lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. This isn't just about looking or feeling weaker. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It helps burn calories, supports our balance and mobility, and is crucial for overall strength and independence. To counteract this muscle loss, we need to be consistent with both strength-building exercise and, crucially, protein intake. Many men don't eat enough protein throughout the day, or they eat most of it at dinner. Our bodies are better at using protein for muscle synthesis when we spread it out. Aim to include a source of protein at every meal and even with snacks. Think eggs for breakfast, chicken or fish at lunch, lean meat, beans, or lentils at dinner. A handful of nuts or Greek yogurt can be great protein snacks. How much is enough? A general guideline for older adults is around 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. If you weigh 80 kilos, that's 80 to 96 grams of protein. This might sound like a lot, but it's achievable by being mindful at each meal. For example, a 3-egg omelet might have 18 grams, a chicken breast around 30 grams, a serving of lentils around 15 grams. Getting sufficient protein helps you maintain that valuable muscle mass, which translates directly into better energy, strength for daily activities, and a healthier metabolism. It also helps you feel fuller for longer, which can be helpful for weight management, contrasting nicely with the sugar crashes caused by things like dried fruit. Another essential element that often gets overlooked is fiber. We talked about how the fiber in fresh fruit helps manage sugar absorption, but fiber does so much more. It's vital for digestive health, helping to prevent constipation, which can become more common as we age. But it also plays a major role in heart health by helping to lower cholesterol. And it helps regulate blood sugar levels. Fiber also feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut microbiome, which is increasingly understood to be crucial for everything from immune function to mood and even weight management. Good sources of fiber include vegetables, fruits especially with the skin on, whole grains like oats, barley, and brown rice, beans, lentils, nuts, and seeds. Most men over 60 aren't getting anywhere near the recommended daily amount of fiber, around 30-38 grams. Swapping refined grains for whole grains, adding beans or lentils to soups and stews, snacking on vegetables with hummus, and yes, choosing fresh fruit over dried, are all simple ways to boost your fiber intake. Let's not forget healthy fats. For decades, fat was demonized, but we now know that healthy fats are essential, particularly for men's health. They are crucial for hormone production, including testosterone, which is important for energy, mood, and muscle mass. Healthy fats also help absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, reduce inflammation in the body, and provide sustained energy. Focus on unsaturated fats found in olive oil, avocados, nuts, and seeds, and get your omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, or from flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Limit saturated fats found in fatty meats and full-fat dairy, and avoid artificial trans fats entirely. Check food labels for partially hydrogenated oils. Including healthy fats in your meals helps with satiety and provides a steady source of energy, avoiding the peaks and valleys you get from simple sugars. Finally, hydration is key. As we get older, our sense of thirst can diminish, making us more susceptible to dehydration without even realizing it. Dehydration can cause fatigue, headaches, dizziness, and even impact cognitive function. It also makes constipation worse. Make a conscious effort to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. Carry a water bottle with you and sip regularly. Plain water is best, but herbal teas or water flavored with lemon or cucumber are also good options. Limit sugary drinks, including fruit juices which, like dried fruit, are concentrated sugar sources without the fiber of whole fruit. Proper hydration supports every function in your body, from metabolism and digestion to energy levels and joint lubrication. Combining adequate protein, fiber, healthy fats, and hydration, while being mindful of concentrated sugars like those in dried fruit, creates a powerful nutritional foundation that supports vitality, strength, and well-being in your 60s and beyond. It's about making conscious choices, one meal and one snack at a time. Next, let's wrap all this up and talk about how you can put these ideas into action and truly live your best life. So, we've explored how something as seemingly healthy as dried fruit can be a hidden obstacle for men over 60 due to its concentrated sugar content, and the way our bodies handle sugar differently as we age. Understanding that a small handful of raisins can hit your system with as much sugar as a candy bar is a powerful piece of information. It's not about never eating another dried apricot, but about recognizing it for what it is, a treat, not a health food staple, and being aware of the impact it can have on your blood sugar, energy levels, and weight management, especially when consumed regularly or in large amounts. Choosing fresh fruit, with its water and fiber, is almost always a better option for a steady source of energy and nutrients without the dramatic sugar spike. But remember, health is a tapestry woven from many threads. While identifying and limiting concentrated sugars like those in dried fruit is important, it's just one piece of the puzzle. We also talked about the absolute necessity of protein to fight muscle loss and maintain strength, the vital role of fiber for digestion and overall metabolic health, the benefits of healthy fats for hormones and inflammation, and the fundamental importance of staying well hydrated. None of these exist in isolation. They work together. Making mindful choices in one area often makes it easier to make better choices in others. For example, choosing protein-rich snacks instead of sugary ones helps keep your energy stable and reduces cravings. Getting enough fiber helps you feel satisfied, making you less likely to reach for quick-fix sugary snacks. It might feel overwhelming to change long-standing habits, but please know that you don't have to overhaul everything at once. Small, consistent changes add up to big results over time. Maybe you start by simply swapping your mid-morning handful of dried cranberries for a piece of fresh apple or a small handful of almonds. Once that feels comfortable, perhaps you focus on adding a source of protein to your breakfast every day. Then, you consciously add an extra serving of vegetables to your dinner. These are not drastic changes, but they are powerful steps in the right direction. It's about progress, not perfection. Be patient and kind to yourself. Listen to your body and how different foods make you feel. Do you feel more energetic after a meal with balanced protein, fat, and fiber compared to one heavy and refined carbs and sugar? Pay attention to those signals. Taking control of your health through informed food choices is one of the most empowering things you can do in your 60s and beyond. It's not just about adding years to your life, but adding life to your years. It's about having the energy to enjoy your hobbies, to keep up with grandkids, to travel, to simply feel good in your own skin. It's about maintaining your independence and vitality for as long as possible. You have the power to influence how you feel every single day through the food you choose. Start today by making one small, conscious choice towards better health. Maybe it's ditching the dried fruit, adding extra protein to your next meal, or simply drinking an extra glass of water right now. What are your thoughts on dried fruit now? Were you surprised by how much sugar is in it? Have you noticed energy dips after eating certain snacks? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Your insights can help others in this community. We're all on this journey together. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps us know what kind of content resonates with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos packed with practical health tips for men over 60. We're here to help you navigate this stage of life with confidence and vitality. Remember, you have so much life to live, and feeling your best physically is key to truly living it to the fullest. Live your best life at every age.